2012 is a year of huge announcements as well as a lot of firsts, the most expensive exclusives, and a significant amount of Red Rangers released in the SH Figuarts line. Most of the time, humble collectors even admit it is hard to keep up with the releases. There are some memorable output and a few bad apples. Now let's pick the best SH Figuarts Kamen Rider and Super Sentai figures for 2012. Note that I'll be only numerating the heroes in this lineup and will not include villains, vehicles, and add-ons. The first 9 will be named in no particular order because the only thing that matters is number 1. First is Kamen Rider Tiger. With a good metallic color combination, this figure is another must-have by Firestarter's recommendation. Its claws and articulation is one of the best Kamen Rider releases for 2012. If I have only one complaint, it's that the neck joint that follows too much on Tiger's head. To bring it back to default, you always have to reach the neck area to correct it. But that is all. Red Buster from Tokume Sentai Go Busters. It is worth noting that Red Buster is an awesome sculpt, and the leather suits transcend well in the Go Busters costume design is slightly different from the spandex types we've seen in the past. But if there is one evident feature of all Super Sentai SH Figuarts toys, is that they all maintain the big head coupled with a small frame. Most of all, I'm somewhat dismayed with the number of accessories he is inclusive with. The only Showa rider that made the SH Figuarts list is the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Super 1. I really like how the black and silver paint blends well together, making this an elegant look for the figure. In my experience, the silver paint used on most of the SH Figuarts toys are susceptible to visible scratches and fingerprints. So if you are that a difficult collector, these are the things you should be aware of, but for me, I could easily let it go. It's a promise that made into fruition. This is the SH Figuarts Akiba Red from Hikonin Sentai Akiba Ranger. Right off the bat, the mold and articulation are to die for. It's far out from the current costume designs of most Super Sentais. His translucent red chest and ab piece is certainly askew off from your usual Ranger costume design. Actually, looking at it thoroughly, Akiba Red is a mix of anime, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai suit design, and almost likely better than other SH Figuarts to date. What tops for me is the high-cut boot design and the matching buckles, making this more masculine than other SH Figuarts I've seen so far. The only con that I see would be the lack of extra hands. Next is the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Zolda. As a fourth SHF Ryuki-based figure, Kamen Rider Zolda continues to employ the same joints seen on previous Ryuki riders, which I mentioned many times that I love. Even without the complete armaments to form Magno Giga, the details and the playability of SHF Zolda compensates well, and it's a good buy nonetheless. 2 Kamen Rider Forza figures are tagged on our list. These are the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Forza Magnet States and its final form Cosmic States. Magnet States technically doesn't have a head and neck articulation, but despite that, Bandai did a splendid representation of Magnet States in SH Figuarts form. So far, this is my favorite SH Figuarts Forza related figure to date. The final form has everything you need. Cosmic States is unpretentious, and the Barzon sword was executed with utmost detail. It is like Bandai has splendidly shrunk the DX version without leaving anything behind. Well, of course, except for the sounds and the lights. Another set of figures that are tied in the SH Figuarts line is Red Hawk and Black Condor, both from Chojin Sentai Jetman. Red Hawk has all the accessories needed to fully represent the character, such as the Bird Blaster Jet Hand Cannon, Bringer Sword, and the Wing Gauntlet. Also inclusive are 2 holsters, 8 interchangeable hands, a wing replacement, and lastly, the reason why he is released, the Akiba Ranger's Jet Winger. Red Hawk is considered a classic figure to have, bearing a nostalgic sculpt and flexible articulation, and fully detailed from weapons to the figure. Black Condor, on the other hand, is a Tamashii Nations exclusive and somewhat worth it because there are other worse exclusives out there that has a steep price with lesser offerings. If you have fond memories watching the show back when dubbing was king, then please get one. The issue for both figures is the useless ad articulation. A figure that shares the same issue is Deca Red. There are a few changes on how Deca Red was created. It also have pros and cons having new molds and features for the upcoming Super Sentai SHF toys. For example, the shoulder joints have the tendency to follow with the arm, which is good as you don't need to worry about folding them back manually. Lastly, it might be weird, but at first, the ankle joints are slightly different as well. The most unappreciated figure for 2012 is SHF Gosei Knight. It is rare that I would say that an exclusive figure is worth buying and Gosei Knight is included in this roster. I don't mind that Gosei Knight is less articulative than other SHF figures to date. What sells is most of the parts are spot on, clean, and amazing with the right amount of accessories you can choose from. There is hope that the rest of the team will look as great as the Golden Header. The number one and topping the SH Figuarts figure for 2012 belongs again to Ryuki Riders with the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Knight Survive. Articulation remains the best ones out there in the SH Figuarts line since it hides the joints better, especially on the ankles. All I can say that he really looks awesome. Last 2011, Kamen Rider Knight was one of the best and he still remains breathtaking a year after in survive mode. And that tops my list of the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider and Super Sentai heroes for 2012. I'll try to expand my category, so check out next year for more releases in the SH Figuarts line, and we will be enumerating again the top 10 figures or the must-haves for next year. This is Firestarter, thank you very much for watching, and see you on my next review and my top 10 list.